my other girlfriend. And we're gonna release these birds, and as they release, you know, we're gonna think about Kim, and we're gonna think about this family. You ready? On the count of 3, we're gonna lift them up. 1, 2, 3.
That was very close.
Anybody, like, right when I found out the news, like, I was shocked. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, yo.
How
like,
could you?
My whole world stopped. And, like, I was real down. And as soon as I got in the car, because I landed at the airport, as soon as I got in the car, my song Love You Better came on the radio. And I'm like, yo, like, nah, like, I know that's her talking to me, like, making sure I know everything's okay. So that just made me feel like it's still faith in that, you know, I just got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
And that it's time.
Alleging that Diddy might have taken out Kim Porter using rat poison because when an autopsy is done, according to him, rat poison comes up as pneumonia. And Gene Deal is saying that Ashton Kutcher, which was good friends with Diddy back in the day, his ex-girlfriend also passed away from pneumonia. And supposedly her husband also passed away from pneumonia.
Brittany Murphy died of pneumonia. And they said that it's something in, I think, rat poison that gives you signs of pneumonia. Then her husband died of the same thing, rat poison. Pneumonia. Kim Porter died of pneumonia, or it could be considered rat poison.
Now, the crazy part is that Gene Deal is saying that all these autopsies, Kim Porter's, Brittany Murphy, and her husband's autopsy were all done by the same person.
Guess who did the autopsy report of all those individuals? Ed Wright, the coroner of all 3 of them. Now, what is he, the Grand Reaper of the stars, to the stars? Anytime one of the stars die, he come in there and said it was pneumonia, but now he's dead himself.
And Gene Deal says that they should open all those cases up. Man, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, Gene Deal. Yo, I know you was security before, but you're gonna need security yourself, man. Diddy coming home, man. You wildin', bro.
What I'm trying to say is that they need to reopen up all these cases, bro. Because now they see when this dude was talking with his lawyers, he'll do anything and everything and use his money to change the narrative.
Now,
this right here is the thing that is messing me up so bad. The fact that that little boy right there, Christian, does not have his mother around, and he was just out there on that damn lawn in handcuffs, and his father just got the fuck up and just left him, and his boy is by himself. The only person that he probably really has is his grandmother.
KP, Queenie, how was the flight? Did he jump? Look at, there's the captain. KP, Queen.
Dr. Farzan was hired by P. Diddy to go and give Kim Porter shots the week that she died. Dr. Farzan would come by every day and give her shots on P. Diddy's request. She did not go to a hospital or the emergency room. He came to her to give her shots. Kim then died later from complications of these shots and the massages that was given to her by her goddaughter. One thing about Dr. Farzan is that they wiped him out of the autopsy report completely. But the paper report contacted the medical examiners and had them to put his name back in the medical examiner's reports. Why did they wipe his name out of the report? because this was Kanye West's doctor. The same doctor that called the police on Kanye West and almost got him killed and locked up is the same doctor that Diddy hired for Kim Porter.
Let me just ask you now, Kim. Did someone murder you? Did someone poison you or murder you? Did Diddy have something to do with your death? Man, it sounds like a confirmation again. How do you feel about your ex, Sean Diddy Combs? But is there more to this that we are just not understanding? Now, does this stuff and with Diddy's trial and what he did, maybe the fact that, you know, there might be something to do with your death that is suspicious, that may involve foul play? I mean, is this stuff still affecting you on the other side, Kim?
Snoop Dogg was around. These are people who still like in the headlines to this day, and they know what happened to her. Now, it's a lot of people don't care what happened to her, but a lot of my subscribers, they care about Kim Porter. They care about the details that went on. A lot of my subscribers, they up in the age to the point where these are people they grew up on. These people they grew up watching.
Kim Porter was a beautiful soul, and had she never gotten wrapped up with P. Diddy, that was a woman that could have changed the world. She was on to great things. She was writing a book. She was, you know, in her community. She was a beautiful model. Like, there is so much light and life that P. Diddy took from her. And she was literally afraid of that man to the point that she said, I love you, but I gotta love you from afar, because if my daddy find out what's going on,
it's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a big problem for me and you, because he will whoop my ass for letting it happen, and then he's gonna come bury you. So she had to literally pull herself out of that for the safety of herself and for their children. And yes, Diddy is great at playing a perfect role model on TV, but I think that's what happens. They become so perfect at playing a role model that when the cameras go off, the anger explodes out because it's like a volcano ready to erupt.
So, with the Tupac situation, now, a lot of people ain't paying attention to the fact that, okay, we know that Diddy, now that was Kim Porter. This is Tupac, Diddy, and Snoop Dogg. Keefy D, Suge Knight. They said Suge Knight was the one who set the whole thing up, and they said that Suge Knight kept telling people, yeah, they was in tour with him. Everybody know what happened. But one thing Suge Knight never said was Snoop Dogg was mad at him because of some inside money stuff that they had going on. But you have to understand the reason they fell out and the reason why a Crip ended up being the one to take out Tupac is because right after the beef with Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg said that he wanted to be on B.I.G. and Diddy them side. Hey, welcome to Street Blogs for LTV. This for all the members. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. This video is strictly for y'all. Now, the stuff that I can't really talk about, I'm going to talk about on here. I want to let everybody know.
It was a very sad situation that Kim Porter had to go out the way that she did. And when you really sit back and look at everything and how it played up to that point, it will break your heart.
It's a setup. They said that Diddy put something in her drink. However he did it, whatever manipulative way that he was able to pull it off, they said that Diddy, he literally had this stuff to happen. But the stuff that he used, a lot of other people died from that same stuff, like that causes pneumonia. Whatever Diddy put in it, like a lot of the people who passed away around Diddy, keep in mind, And this stuff I never talk about on an open video where anybody could see. And a quick momentarily cut off right quick, y'all. I want to let y'all know the reason why we do the titles and thumbnails the way we do it.
It's to prevent lawsuits. It's to prevent people coming after us. We use under the Fair Act, and everything that we do, it is for, you know, knowledgeable purposes. It's not to say and accuse any one person, and occasionally we forget to say it. You know, the
allegedly
right,
and stuff like that.
The right wording behind it. So we don't want a lawsuit either. But y'all, there's a lot of truth intertwined into our conversations. You just gotta listen to it. When you get into the fact of Kim Porter being sick, you gotta realize Diddy is a man of money and power, and you gotta think about what his reach is. He's got medical force in his pocket. When you think about vaccines and the fact that they put the vaccine in our body to prevent illnesses, do you not think that they can create something to give you an illness? Really let that marinate in. If you want to fake out someone to think that it was...
You see that truck ran past, they don't want us to really say it.
You got to think about the fact that, you know, you want to make it look like an accident, like someone was really ill, so that nobody can point fingers back. Being a person who's used to buying his way out of situations, he's very capable of getting the dosage needed to give somebody a sickness.
Yeah, and a lot of people sit back and they look at it. They look at it as if it was all a setup. They said that I'll be sure. Y'all know that's Kim Porter's boyfriend or ex-husband or something like that. He mysteriously got sick right around the time that Kim Porter got sick. How's all these people getting sick? Nothing physically has happened to these people.
Well, let's not forget the attempted car bombing.
Yeah.
Like, he's already had a target on his head because Diddy's a jealous man, and if I can't have you, nobody can have you type of attitude. I look at the fact that we purchased a golden casket before she was ever sick, y'all.
Before they even knew anything was going to happen to Kim Porter. But the thing is, what gets me is Jay-Z was around, Cassie was around. Throughout all the songs they done made, throughout all America's Most Wanted and all this stuff they done did, Snoop Dogg clearly told his manager, his label owner, which is Suge Knight, he told that man, he said, man, I love Death Row, but I want to make a song with Diddy and B.I.G. now. And people not paying attention to the fact that it was so-called a Crip who did that to Tupac. But the thing is, P. Diddy ended up linking up with a Crip right after Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg got into it. So if Snoop Dogg want to be on Diddy and them side so bad, you think he ain't finna link him up with a major Crip boss?
Oh, absolutely. And you know how I feel about this, y'all. I feel like these artists, they get into the music industry and they really need to walk away from that street life, but it seems like it gets worse. There is enough out there for everybody.
The control is what they want.
The contracts, the studios, I've got a manager. Like, they make it to where they can't interloop. And I think that's the dumbest shit ever, because realistically speaking, if I want to make a song with so-and-so over here today, and then I want to go make a song with XYZ over there tomorrow, I should be able to. It's still profit coming in. It's good for the labels. It's a good intertwine of faces, and it's good for the communities. But no, we restrict these people in these contracts, and then they're fighting to find a way out or to take out their rival, because now they feel like, well crap, he's getting more famous than me. But really that comes down to the publicity and how these people are featured on billboards and featured on the radios. They do it to themselves at the end of the day, and they create an animosity within the groups that doesn't allow success when there's enough out there for everybody.
For everybody, but people sit back and people stand in line to be disappointed. People stand in line to be the next candidate to get taken out. They doing all this thinking that Diddy gonna put them on. Then Lil Durk promised all them other guys who did that, Taquando, Rondo and them, then he promised them a record deal, jewelry, and a better lifestyle with music. Come on now. What you think Diddy promising people?
Exactly. And then half the time they're putting their foot in their mouth and they're making promises that they can't keep or they can't execute quickly enough. And then let's just say me. Look, I'm putting it realistic. If you promise me a house and a car and you didn't give me a timestamp, I'm gonna get antsy.
You're gonna remember exactly what was said.
I'm gonna be like, well, he promised me a house. When's the house coming? And then that starts brewing in the back of my mind, and I'm sitting here getting madder and madder at the person. But then you go and confront that person, and they go, oh, it's so-and-so's fault. Well, now I'm gonna take all my anger out on so-and-so because they deflected rather than taking honesty and taking, accountability for their words and their actions, and they're dismissing it over to so-and-so, and now I've got a price on so-and-so's head.
Yep, that's crazy. I want y'all to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hey, drop down in the comment section, what would y'all want the next topic to be about?
Puffy's sons and my sons have been best friends since they were 6, 7. I didn't make it happen and Puffy didn't make it happen. One night I was at my house and Puffy's son was over about like 9 o'clock. And I'm like, cuz, what time you going home? And he like, I'm spending the night. I'm like, did you tell your dad? He like, nah, my mom dropped me off. So Kim, rest in peace, was connecting my kids with Puff kids, and they formed a friendship and a bond. When Justin went to UCLA, my son went to UCLA. When Christian was rapping, my son was rapping. When he was modeling, they was flying over the world together. So they forged a friendship and a brotherhood that me and Puff always had.
You see, the feds were smart in this case. They took control of the property. They're going to have the property for at least 1 to 2 days, at least 72 hours, so that they can canvass and basically set a perimeter around the spot so that they can find everything. Once they went through the back door, right there by the back screen door, they went in there. The only thing the feds need to make their case is cooperating witnesses. They need the VHS tapes from out of the master bedroom. They have a lot of evidence that could link Diddy back to Tupac, Kim Porter, and Cassie. You got to remember, they spent a lot of money to basically raid his house. They spent over $100,000. This is something that they didn't prey on going in there hoping to find something. They knew what they was going to find. P. Diddy called King and told him to destroy the evidence of what happened with Kim Porter. They had the stuff inside the back office room that's inside the master bedroom. Once they went in the safe, they knew for a fact they was going to find something because they already knew that he had over 6 neighbors. They complained about how loud his parties was, how he had cars pulling up time after time. Every hour, a car be pulling off and leaving off. Big old buses would be pulling up, and then they'll have people coming out with blindfolds. And some of the people who he had with him, they wasn't even old enough to be there. This explains why it was so many people complaining about how Diddy was running his parties. All them freak-offs that he had, they have them recorded. And TD Jakes, he's involved in a few of the freak-offs that they had last week. It's sad that this had to come down on Diddy, but certain people put themselves in a predicament. Diddy, he bogus for what he did to Cassie. What happened with Kim Porter, and then he never responded quick enough as if he'd respond to one of them parties. If it's an event going on or something, he didn't respond to Kim Porter quick enough. Now Kim Porter not here with us today. I would like to say RP Kim Porter, RP Tupac. Once they put Justin in the handcuffs, they pulled him to the back. This is what made Justin, he didn't want his father to go down for nothing. That's why when they was finna go in the cabinet with the double doors, that's why he tried to make a little sudden movement. And then the police turned around. Then they start questioning him. He tried to throw them off their track. This is what led everybody to really looking at it like, hold on, his son's really trying to cover up for their daddy. But you can't blame him. At the end of the day, Diddy built the whole establishment and a foundation that he let crumble into pieces, all because his intentions and his negligence towards these people that supposed to be helping. Regardless of what went down, the footage that they got off them VHS tapes, that's all they need now. They got him now. It's over with for Diddy. And I want Diddy to know one thing. You can't be going out there having people to sign NDAs and putting people's life in jeopardy. Do you know that once them NDAs expire, everything's going to come out? Even security.
that was with P. Diddy, all those freak-offs and every party that he had, the security even came out because the security can't put up with it no more. The feds is not finna come and raid your house or even come nowhere near you unless they have additional information that could lead back to a big bust. Let's get this clear. This is an ongoing investigation that's been going on for about 3 to 4 years. P. Diddy didn't know that this was going to lead back to his mansions getting raided. Do you think this multimillionaire want his mansions and his house ramshacked and ran through by the FBI and the Homeland Security? No, but P. Diddy already know that it's extra information that could lead back to the big bust in the Tupac case. Would they link this or track this back to Kim Porter? If they find him doing some freaky weird stuff on them tapes, yeah, it could lead back to his sons getting exposed for bringing the girls over there. Everybody knew for a fact that P. Diddy, he had a lot of outbreaks. He had a lot of fights with these people that he had the NDAs on. He even made them be quiet in certain situations so that they won't speak up and basically tell on them. They wanted to tell on P. Diddy for years. Once they knew that Keefe D got that $1 million, this is what led everybody to even saying, Keefe D not wrong, because Keefe D, he trying to get lesser time. He almost 60, 70 years old. Now, we have to keep in mind, they raiding his house in Homely Hills in LA, but they still raiding his house in Miami. And you guys have to really look at it. It's different task force that's involved in this that's trying to take Diddy down. If Diddy get on a plane and leave, that means that he's fleeing the state. Regardless of what goes down, as soon as they pull that private jet down, it's over with for Diddy, because everyone knows for a fact that you can try to escape to different countries. You can try to go other places, but they will catch up with you eventually. You have to be held accountable for every action that you made. Al B. Sure already said that TD Jakes is a part of the whole scandal. And everybody know for a fact that P. Diddy, he should have never put himself out there. His name wouldn't be in nothing. His sons wouldn't be able to say anything. They wouldn't even be able to have to cover for him if his name wasn't even involved in these bad allegations.